できてるはず。見てみて。今から言ってること聞こえちゃうからね。Alright. So how do I make it so I can see the chat? Let's click here. Right, what happened to my music? Gotta get that back up. I think this is the one I was using. All right, I actually have people in the chat. That's so crazy. Are you guys, can you hear me at all? Holy shit, there's a lot of people already. Oh god. Right, some of you guys are going to have to be mods if there are going to be this many of you. Alright, I'm just going to make it so I can actually... please don't ban me. Oh my god, we've got Brian players in the chat already. You can write in the chat, but you don't get to enter any of the tournaments. That's the one rule. You can do whatever you want except play Brian. Oh my god, there's a lot of people. Okay, so I've got the game, right? I've got my microphone and a bit of music. Do you think it sounds like all right in terms of volumes? Like, this is why I want you guys here. You need to tell me how this works. Never been on YouTube before? Well, I hear that Twitch is dying, which is why I decided to go with like the trend. Everybody's saying that YouTube's going to be the future, so that's why I'm here. Yeah, we're going to ban all the Brian players. We just need to... This is the thing, right? I'm glad I say this early before enough of you show up that like everybody will know. The thing with Brian players is that they're either going to tell you right away that they're Brian players, or they will hide it and then they jump on you when you least expect it. So the plan now is like, we're going to pretend we're fine with Brian players and with Mishima players, and then we're going to flush them out. And then I'm going to have a list by the end of the day, and we're just going to get rid of all of them. Because I want this to be like, I want this to be pure from the beginning. Music a bit too low. Does anybody else think so? Music is a little low. Cool. Okay, I'm going to turn it up. It's pretty loud in my headphones, but... How's that? Bit better? Oh my god, I didn't expect like a single person to like show up to the first stream. This is crazy. I just wanted to let you guys know that this is like one of those things that we all have them, you know, things that you want to try and do one day, but it's a little bit scary, or you never get around to it, or you don't have time. And I don't know. I'm just glad I finally sort of decided to try it. I should have done it when Tekken 7 was still a thing. You know, it's officially a dead game now. But hopefully by the time we get Tekken 8, I'll be like established and I know how this works. Armor King does not count as a Mishima. This is the thing. Mishimas that aren't real Mishimas, in other words, Armor King and Bob are actually like two of the coolest characters in the game. Mishimas are amazing if you take away all the Mishima stuff, the electrics and the bullshit, right? Oh my god, we've got big famous names in the chat. We've got Salami, we've got IMOP. Oh my god, we got a bunch of people. This is so trippy. Hey, IMOP, do you officially have more subs than me yet? You've been closing in for a while. Doing really good work. You should follow him instead. Is Cooney or Brian worse? I don't know. That's an interesting question. That might be a video. We'll get into it. 30 minutes. I think in a while, if this keeps working, we're going to do some tournaments, and I'd love to get some of you people in there. I'd love to play Masood's Gigas. I don't think I've ever played a TGO Gigas before. This is so trippy, guys. I've been making videos with you guys for like, what, 4 or 5 years now? And this is honestly the first time I've ever like interacted with any of you. Except for when I went on like Aria stream when we did podcasts and stuff. But that's basically it. Hello to Diz. I'm not on PS4 anymore. I used to be, and I still have my PS4. I have my dad's PS4 right now, so I can, if you want to do games on PS4, we could. But now that I have this like streaming setup here, I think it's going to be mainly PC. This is awesome. What do you guys prefer in terms of the lighting? I can go white, really bright, or sort of sexy time. Maybe we'll do that for a bit. How do you like them apples? The Nerf Freak. I do have a Twitch account, and I sometimes watch a little bit of Twitch, but very rarely. But yeah, every time I write in the chat, people are like, are you the YouTube guy? But that's just for watching. I've never actually streamed on Twitch. I think I tried it for 5 minutes many, many years ago when I was playing Overwatch. All right, it looks like this is working. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm blatantly stealing like main man's formats because I'm always going to be the budget main man anyway. I'm just going to create a double elimination tournament and anybody can join. I'm going to have, I mean, Brian players can join, you just don't get to pick Brian. And then I think we do no name, you just look for my name. And we'll do double elimination, simultaneous battles. Hopefully this should work. What's up, Luke? We've got Luke Villian in the chat, everybody, who's the artist who made that really cool anime art of me in the bar. He's the artist who made that for me. So he's been a long-time supporter. Theoretically, you guys should be popping up in here anytime now. I've never done a tournament before either, so hopefully it works. Just gonna check that the... Yeah, looks okay. I've been good, Luke. I've been real good. I'm in Sweden, which is a real trip. I still wake up. Like, you know, sometimes when you're away and you wake up and it takes you like a while to realize where you are, what room you're in or whatever. I lived in Japan for almost 8 years and I had, like, I've been home for a couple of months now and I still do not know which country I'm in when I wake up for like a while. It's scary. It's probably going to take a while for that to go away. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just a couple more people and we can go. Yeah, Godhands, I don't know if this is going to be a regular thing. I mean, if it works, theoretically, I'll start doing it a lot. But this is just to try it out. You can tell it's still a little bit scuffed, you know. I have so much to learn. But, yeah, if it works, I mean, we could do this all the time. We'll just see what happens with this, guys. With the whole streaming thing. And again, I'm doing it on YouTube because I sort of understand YouTube a little bit better. Do I need more people for this? It's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots. Oh my god, we've got enough people. How do I actually start the tournament? Oh, there we go. Really sorry, I thought we were still waiting. This is the other thing. I've literally like never played Tekken while talking or interacting with anybody, so I might not be very good at this, but you know. Who do you guys think I should play? Miguel? I don't play Miguel anymore. My Miguel is horrible. Well, it's my first ever stream. I think the first ever character I picked should be Miguel, but don't expect much. Hello, Angelo James Perennis. What time is it in Macau? Alright, so it's my first ever match on stream. We're gonna play Nick and his Lily. I hope he's not a Smurf because I don't do well against this character. Lily's sidestep, if it were a move, would like legit be one of the best moves in the game, if not number one. You just neutralize half of all mix-ups in the game and get a launch. Kyber, I don't know what Super Chat is, but I'm going to look into it. But this is just like, you know, we're just testing stuff out. Let's see if we can play this character at all anymore. Damn, the chat is totally in the way. I'm going to minimize the chat for a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's the punishable one. Good patience. Not going to break the throw. Oh my god. Does he know the combo? That's lucky for me. I shouldn't have swung right there because that's exactly where all the Lilies do the sidestep Matterhorn. So they usually want you to attack right there. Nice. I'm getting a lot of lag right now. I don't know if that's just on my side, but let me know if anything happens with like the quality. Good round. Let's just do some savage stuff. No throw break. I'm totally gonna lose this now. There we go. Steel pedal for the Oki maybe. Back free. Reacted too slowly to the counter hit to do a real combo. This is like a classic Miguel setup now. You do that into the counter hit, Savage 4. Just barely managed to whiff punish, so that's good. Oh no, I'm totally gonna lose this. Oh no, oh no. I don't want to lose my first ever game, but we'll be fine. Oh god. It's okay, it's double elimination. I'll make it back. Finally broke a throw. Oh, thank God. Alright, let's get the chat up here. Yeah, this is so cool. I can't believe that I have a chat. It's so cool. Who should I play next? I think we'll do a Gigas for Masood, the OG. I think Thickus is streaming again too, right? I was really glad to have him back. Yeah, good games, Nick. Really well done. Oh god. We've got an Eliza player. Theoretically, I know this matchup, but we'll see.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit laggy. I hope that's not because of the stream. Bloody Claw. Eliza's only safe move, by the way, so it's really pretty important. That's very good. You can interrupt that string with any 10 frame move. He should have done like 1 DP2, but it killed. It was fine. Counter hit. Yeah, he knows what he's doing with the character. And he's gonna break the overkill. That's not looking good. What do I do? Eliza is so rare that even though you play the character, you don't know the matchup. Beautiful punish. Yeah, and he knows exactly what to do. That was textbook. That was beautiful. Very well played. That's exactly like if you interrupt Gigas' down forward 4-1+2, the stomp string with a 10 frame move, and you don't stand there and look at the rage drive, you just interrupt it the way you're supposed to when he's charging up the second one, you pretty much have it on lockdown. I have not seen JDCR's video about Akuma. I saw a screenshot, and all the screenshot said was, isn't Akuma still in Street Fighter? I didn't understand like what it meant. What did he say about Akuma? Yeah, the EXDP was perfect. Frame, any reason you're streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch? Well, a couple of reasons, but honestly, when I have questions about something like this, I usually just talk to Arya, who has Blasted Salami, because he's, you know, big on YouTube. He does live streaming. He knows like a lot of this stuff. And I think it was his advice that like maybe you should just try and do it on YouTube first because you already have a bit of a following there. But it's also easier because like I've been using YouTube for many years to like make stuff, and I've gradually learned a little bit about it. But Twitch, I know nothing. Like I don't even know anything about the culture. I definitely don't know how it works. But when people are, you know, Paper Frogs and PogChamps and stuff, it's like looking at an interesting documentary about a culture far away. That's sort of how it feels. Just diving into Twitch felt a little bit big, and then you're on that front page with people who like, you know, do it all the time. All right, let's see what we can do about this Negan.
Round one. Fight.
I'm gonna try and actually play some Tekken now. It hasn't been going great so far. That's duckable. Little house sweep. Beautiful sidewalk. Don't swing. If you swing right there, he gets the follow-up and it's a guaranteed back three, but you can step it left, and then you can launch him for it. Does he know about the duck? Yeah. Good stuff. No exceptions. Okay, he goes for that ender. Ate it again. It's really laggy right now. It is a yellow bar though, so it might not be the stream. Really good pressure. Sidewalk, yep. Beautiful. Throw breaks are not on point today. Gonna just do the rage drive and get some damage. It's probably a waste. Alright, barely got that.
Round four. Fight.
What do you guys think though? Do you think YouTube is a bad move? Like I've heard all these people talking about how Twitch is dying, but half of them are like, you know, sensationalist YouTubers who just want to get clicks anyway. So it's sort of difficult to know. But I heard they like changed their deal with the creators to give them less money or something. I think YouTube is still like officially the #2 like streaming thing though, but I don't know how far behind it is. Gotta keep eating that. Honestly, right now, I can't believe these streamers who like play this game online while streaming and do well, because this is just extremely difficult compared to when you're just sitting alone, you know, listening to whatever. Can I clutch this out? It would be magical. Oh god. Bad luck, Shock Tank. I got so lucky. That was entirely your game. Do you guys think the music is still too low? Should I turn it up a bit more?
Katarina Elvis.
Yeah, you're right. Connor Trainer, I could have probably rage arted. I don't know why I didn't. I think maybe the wall angle was a little bit off, and sometimes, you know, you just get the partial hit and they fall out of it. But yeah, could have been a good choice. Right, we've got more Elisa's. Music's okay? Good. Do I think it's possible to learn Tekken with Leroy? Is he a fundamental character? Leroy, you're gonna get like a lot of the basic stuff that you need to know about the game, like jabs and down forward one, mix-up stance. I think he's kind of a typical example of where character design in the franchise is going anyway. So you're likely going to learn how to play the kind of Tekken character that Namco want to make now, right? But the problem with Leroy is that you will also, unfortunately, be specializing in a character that is way too good. And when you're just starting out, I don't think that matters in a big way, really. But if you know, you really learn to like the character and you get far, then you're gonna have to start worrying about how much of your progress is actual progress, and how much of it is the character that you're playing, right? So I don't know. I mean, there are a bunch of characters in this game that are sort of way too good now, and you sort of have to. I mean, it's almost difficult to find one where you don't feel like you're getting away with stuff or dealing too much damage or whatever. But I think Leroy is sort of the character that might be the worst. Like he's definitely super up there in terms of being like the character that can carry you the furthest and be the most unfair. I really do think so. Like, I used to think that the nerfs had really brought him down to a reasonable level, but I mean, I play more and more, and it's just like a character where good players who have gotten really far and become amazing with another character, they just play some Leroy because fuck it, and they do amazingly, and it's then when you really see the potential, I think. But you know, the other thing is, you can play the game exactly as you want, because if I listen to people's opinions about what characters I should and shouldn't play, or how I should or shouldn't play, then I wouldn't be able to play any of the characters that I like. Nobody wants me to play Katarina. People think, you know, they think that Katarina is a shitty choice. Same thing for Eliza. I've heard the same thing about Bob, Zafina. So if I worried about what people thought about my characters and the way I play, I'd be playing in a way that wouldn't be enjoyable to me, because I wouldn't be doing the things that I like and that I want. So, you know, it is true that Leroy is broken, but it's also true that you should just make up your own mind about it, I think, pretty much. That was pretty clutch. As soon as I stopped talking. No, he still got me. Good games. Poon TV. Really nice backdash, nice and quick. What's up, Niffle Stroke? Yeah, I mean, as long as you have fun, it's fine. I think especially if you're new. If you're going to keep playing and you're going to be like an advanced player one day and you're going to get really far, then you'll know what you think about that character, and you'll know what you think about balance in the game, right? And you'll have an informed opinion, so just go for it, honestly. Play Leroy if you want to. But just, you know, that doesn't mean that it isn't true that the character is overpowered.
Get ready for the next battle.
This is great, because now I get to watch Tekken and look at the chat at the same time. How are you dealing with the lack of Bandai communication? Well, I mean, at this point, we all have to sort of be used to it, because it's been a really long time. And every time I do see something, it's some sort of pissy tweet from like a bunch of years ago where Harada called a fan an asshole for like not liking Chloe or something like that. I just think the only thing Bandai Namco really have to do at this point, and this is the whole thing, right? They get a lot of criticism for being like, you know, unfair to the fans or greedy or like bad when they communicate, but people would forgive them in an instant and just start like, you know, thanking them for the game again. If they just said, we're working on something, we're gonna have news soon. That's really all they have to do. They don't even have to show any content. They don't have to give you a logo. They don't have to give you shit. If they just say, and they can lie, but as long as they say, we are working on a major Tekken project and we'll tell you about it soon, all of a sudden people are going to reinstall Tekken 7. Streamers are going to make videos about it. YouTubers are going to make videos about it. And all of a sudden there's going to be like buzz in this community again. And then people will speculate about, you know, oh, the whole machine starts. 6 characters we definitely need in Tekken 8 or whatever, you know. Who should be in Tekken 8 tier list? I think I already made that video. So I think it's almost interesting how Bandai Namco, all they really have to do is like make one message, one tweet, no picture, no actual information, no dates. They just have to say, hey, Tekken, and then they've solved pretty much all their problems. And they're obviously not even able to do that, right? It's been like over a year and they just make people even more frustrated. I'm hoping the reason that is happening, right, is they hired a community manager, the Android 18 girl. What was her name? And I think it's maybe a period now where they're trying to like set her up as the main person to handle all of that in the future. And I think, you know, you don't get hired for a job like that and then just start doing it the next day probably. So hopefully the reason they're silent now is they're setting up some sort of like PR department or whatever. And it makes sense to do that when you're going to like have a trailer for Tekken 8 soon. There's going to be all this buzz. You need to manage that, right? People are going to have questions. They want to know all these things. So I hope that it isn't like they've just gone into their shell like a turtle and they're ignoring the fans because they don't like us. I hope it's because they're preparing to set up something that is going to work better than the way it's worked in Tekken 7, because it hasn't worked well in Tekken 7. Yeah, I think the announcement being at EVO makes sense at this point, but, you know, as long as it happens, honestly. If, like, games that are, I mean, 100 times bigger than Tekken could just drop a YouTube video with a trailer that doesn't even have gameplay footage, that is, like, pre-rendered and 10 seconds long, and that works and that gets people going, I don't think Namco, you know. They don't really need to wait for EVO. All right, Grand Finals. I'm sorry I haven't been commentating the matches. That's what I should be doing. But it's my first time, so be cool. We've got Philip versus Rojo. I think I played both of these guys, and I think they both beat me, right? What do I think of wall splatting throws? I actually think that wall splatting throws are pretty much fine at this point. If you're talking about those classic 1+2 throws that they've given to, you know, recent characters that Kazumi has, that Katarina and Josie sort of have, but theirs are a little bit more wonky because they're all almost always a 1+2 break, and you are given that like nice big actual window to break it, so it is your bad if you don't. And then the other example is intimidation, the intimidation throw from Negan, which is unblockable, but I've actually made a video about how if you practice just a little bit, you can option select that throw every time, because there's a sound cue where he goes like "Urgh," and if you listen for that and duck only when you hear it, you will beat the throw every time, right? So even though you will get hit by these throws, like when Fakum Lam do them after a running knee or whatever, I think the balance is actually there. I think the balance works. Beautiful sidestep. Went for the max damage on the wall combo. I think it might have been lag. It looked like he would have gotten it without the lag. How do you donate? I don't know. I honestly don't know how you donate. That's not why I'm doing this right now. I mean, next time we play and we're talking, maybe I'll have figured that out and set it up. But right now it's just I just want to like try this whole thing of like interacting with people and having a chat, because yeah, it's all kind of new. Frame, do you think another studio could make Tekken better than Harada's team? I have no idea. I mean, I really have no idea. I do have a feeling that there's a group of people who have been working on this project for a long time. and it's almost a franchise that it refuses to deal with some of its issues, and I think that could be like maybe, I mean, pure speculation, because you've got stubborn people who think a certain way working on the project and not getting that many like new ideas in. And the only thing I can say is I've worked in a bunch of Japanese companies, and it tends to go that way with them. But I don't want like a different company to do Tekken. I just want Tekken to be as good as possible, and then like if I were to make any additional requests, stop sacrificing the integrity of the game on this altar of esports, right? Because this is the whole thing, right? Video games was a market for a really long time, and you made a good game and it sold a lot of copies, you made money, and then you could like, keep doing stuff, and your company could keep making games. But with esports, there's now like an entire world and market of money that you can make, that are sort of separate from the sale of the actual product, right? And it's also intertwined with social media and public perception and all these things, right? And so they can focus on that, and they can generate so much money from that I think the integrity of the game is going to suffer as a consequence, because it seems like that's more important than having actually good competitive matches, netcode, all this other stuff, balance, stuff like that, As long as we can head like even a little bit in that direction, I think, yeah, sure, Namco should make Tekken. I don't honestly care who makes it. That's the other thing. If it's still this, Great games. Well played, Philip. Congratulations on winning the first ever tournament on this channel. I'm going to keep doing tournaments. This is pretty fun. I guess I leave and just make a new one. And hopefully we'll get some new people in the next one. Maloki175. Live Tekken and Coffee was actually something I was thinking of doing today once we're done with the tournaments. Because, I think it could work. Because we could just go to Reddit and sit around and talk about stuff, right? But it's already pretty late, and this is sort of the test prototype stream. This is just me fucking around. So I'm not going to be around for like a bunch of hours, maybe a couple of hours. We'll see. But then the next time we do this, we're going to have hopefully super chat set up, and then we're going to do like some live questions or Tekken and Coffee, something like that. I'm still, working it out. Vidamor Akbin, you said you lived in Japan for 8 years. Why did you leave? That's another thing I was going to make a video about, but like when you live somewhere for 8 years and then you have to leave, it's not really like one reason. It's like a bunch of things. No transfer. All right. Yeah, so it's a bunch of reasons, but I think the main one was probably Corona, because I worked in the tourism industry for the most part, and in a tourist town where that was like the entire economy. So when that just stopped, it wasn't like a viable place to work anymore, pretty much. And when you're an immigrant, when you're somebody living in a foreign country, if you don't have employment, you lose your visa, you lose your permission to stay in that country as well. So you can't just like, float around and not work for a while. You sort of need to do stuff. Yes, I'm back in Europe now. So if you're in Europe or the Middle East, the connection should be fine. What's up, Uchiha Yonte? Luke Villena, working on a Gigas Tekken story project with Gigas. Gigas doing the voice work. Is he doing the voice over, or is he doing the voice of Gigas? If you don't have a voice for Gigas, I'll do it. That would be great. If I could be Gigas' voice actor in your video. But guys, Luke, he does these like improved versions of character stories for characters in this game. He's done a couple so far, and they're really good. Like, they're some of the only posts you see on Tekken Reddit that are actually like super engaging and interesting. So look him up. Luke, post your stuff in the chat so people can check that out. Gigas has like a legitimately good story in there, right? He's some sort of bioweapon sort of monster. Katarina is his like daughter or whatever. There's stuff in there. It's just so underwritten because it's a fighting game and you don't really need to have characters. Let's see if he wants to eat the... I was going to try for a wall bounce, but that works. Tracks to that side. Such a good low. Scarecrow down forward 4 is such a good low. It's ridiculous how good this low is. And it like counter hit launches and stuff. It's crazy good. Good punish. I actually dealt with a slide mix-up for once and then I immediately dropped the combo. Good block, or parry. See if he goes for the balcony here. Good games. Yeah, we need deep Gigas lore. We need big fat Gigas lore. Like I said in I made a recent... I don't know if... No, I didn't make that video. I started recording it, but then I stopped. The one where I had like little evaluation cards, like Pokemon cards for all the new characters. And I said that I think Giga should be our resident big guy going forward. You know how they... You know, we've got Jack, and then we should have like Gigas, and they should be like the big classic boys that always show up. He just deserves it. He feels extremely like... I don't know. There's a lot of good ideas gone into Gigas. He's just like... the balance is a bit weird, you know. I'm going to play him, actually. See if I do a little bit better than before. Oh my god. I'm your favorite streamer, Smile. I've gone to bed like dreaming about people saying that to me. Hopefully at some point it's going to be true when somebody says it too. Tekken card game. That's the thing. You're thinking like really cool Pokemon cards. But it's going to be on, if they make it now, it's just going to be in your phone and it doesn't feel the same. I'm going to show you guys my old Pokemon card collection in a little bit. It's right behind me, but I have like cards that I've been, I mean, since I was like what, 8, 9 years old, and they look so awesome. These online card games, it's never going to be the same because it's not about like really having the, you know, the design. You need the physical card and the smell of it and the opening of the pack. Otherwise, it's just like, you know, it's not the same. I'm gonna minimize the chat again. Sorry. Damn, this guy's like a higher rank with Chloe. Of course. Counter hit, okay. Gonna focus up. I've gotten some tips from a pro Gigas player on exactly this matchup, so we'll see if what he said actually works, or if it just gets me launched. Nice instant while running, that was fast. Yeah, he's gonna break that, no problem. Oh god, how did I mess that up? That was terrible. I had him too. Oh. Got an overkill. Something. Let's try another one. That's not okay to be counter hit by that. That's not okay. lag gave me the overkill again. I wouldn't have gotten it without the lag spike right when I needed it. Harada's finger. I guess Michael Murray's finger has been promoted to the new Harada's finger. Maybe it's his finger starting this game. The finger is like Yoshimitsu, the title travels. The high crush hop kick. Let's see if he wants to like deal with some rage stripe cheese. Who's gonna win? All right, good games. Yeah, connection was a little bit. We had a couple of 3 bars this time around, but Godhands asked, favorite Bloodborne boss? That's exactly the kind of question. I mean, if they do a PC version of that with like some, I mean, they don't even have to update the graphics. I don't need like an HD remake or anything. If it's just Bloodborne on PC, then I might just stream that forever because it is like legit. It might be my favorite video game of all time. I play on a PS4 pad. It's the only pad I want to use, really. I can play on stick and I have a DualSense 5, but this is the best. My favorite Bloodborne boss is probably... It's not... I'll tell you, it's not Ludwig. A lot of people really love Ludwig. And it's like a really creepy, cool design, but I'm not I don't know. I'll think about it while I play this Akuma. That's the trick to enjoying Tekken 7, by the way. You have to play it while thinking about a better game that you like more. So you play Tekken 7, but you think about Bloodborne. Those are the strats. Look at that. It's such a well-integrated character. He just fits right into the system. It doesn't look broken at all when he's doing stuff. And this is not... I'm not criticizing you, Poon TV. There we go. Favorite Bloodborne boss? I think the Orphan, honestly, is a genius boss. It's really cool how in like all the Dark Souls games, the final bosses tend to be like very human, right? It's kind of the opposite of what happened in, I think, Dead Space, where you like walk around the whole game and it's mainly like human-sized monsters. And then there's a huge, like, Hydra or whatever at the end, right? Some sort of giant threat. But I kind of, I don't know. When it's skill-based, like Dark Souls to that point, it almost feels better when you're, like, beating a boss that is doing, like, roughly the same thing you are. Do you know what I mean? Because you've proven, like, by cutting through all the other bosses that a humanoid with a sword who's, like, super good at fighting is like the most dangerous thing in that world anyway. So I think the Orphan is great because it's like so creepy, so original, thematically perfect, but it still has the sort of humanoid size and has a weapon, even though it is like a, you know, swinging around like Afterbirth with a bone in it, like a 40k Tyrannid. So maybe the Orphan. Nice DP. I'm gonna look at the chat. I hope you're all talking about Bloodborne. I'm gonna check it as soon as I lose this guy. Nice. It's really funny how it's not like Akuma is in this game. It's specifically Street Fighter 4 Akuma, right? Because he's doing like FADC and stuff. And thinking back, it's like that stuff isn't in Street Fighter anymore, right? And I don't think Akuma had been in this game long when, like, that wasn't the way Akuma looked or played anymore. Now he has, like, huge hair and, you know, does different things. So it's double weird. It's not that we have Akuma in the game, we have Street Fighter 4 Akuma. And the Street Fighter people are playing, like, a different... Maybe that's why they changed him for Street Fighter, to make him, like, distinct or something. Okay, let's see if you want to break this throw real quick. Okay, good stuff. That's like an official Tekken tip in the banner down there. They say jabs beat throws, right? Orphan easily my favorite. Witch of Hemwick. Well, like one of my favorite weapons in Bloodborne that I sometimes do whole playthroughs with is Boomhammer. And Boomhammer is a lot of fun on the witches because you just explode them twice. Yeah, the atmosphere of Bloodborne is amazing. It's weird how it almost feels like a game like made specifically for me, which I know it obviously isn't, but I think a lot of people feel that people are into, like, you know, that sort of like Lovecraft kind of fiction and that sort of world. And the steampunk people and you know, steampunk cosplayers can't believe their luck. Threaded Cane is really good too. You know, if I had to pick like one weapon that I would use for like that I had to use for like every playthrough or whatever of Bloodborne, I might go with the Scythe, the Beast Hunter Scythe. I really like that because of the instep on the first hit of the non-converted R1. It really, like, on even in PvE on bosses, it means that you don't need to create as much space or close as much space before you start swinging. And when you have a tight window, say you want to hit like 3 times to stagger a boss, you can do it with that. But you get no serrated damage, so it's, you know, I mean, I guess a little bit worse than the sauce, but it's it feels better. Beast Cutter. Beast Cutter is another absolute favorite of mine. But the reason I don't use the Beast Cutter as much anymore is because one playthrough I did Strength and I was using Beast Cutter and I got to German and it just wasn't going well. And that's like not a difficult boss for me. I've killed him a million times, but I was like losing with the cane. And then I had my old Hunter's Axe unupgraded in my inventory from like the start of the game. And I just upgraded that to +10 and I tried again and I killed the boss like first try. So I was like, okay, the Beast Cutter is much, much cooler, but the axe is just so much better. And the transformed version when you have the thrust attack as well. But the Beast Cutter is like, it's probably the coolest looking weapon in the game. Elden Ring, here's a crazy thing. I am a huge Dark Souls fan and I played all those games like many, many times, but I haven't touched Elden Ring yet. It just felt weird how big it got. Because it's such a private experience for me when I play a From Software game. I want to turn down the lights, I want to light candles, get snacks, and sort of sink into it. To the point where when you see the phantoms of other players, you actually want to believe that it's like, you know, ghosts of other characters, you know? You want to... Because they thrive on atmosphere. But it was such a huge thing, Elden Ring. Everybody was playing it. Like, I watched Main Man and Eris and all these other people who I watch, and like everybody was talking about it. It was on the news. So it didn't feel like snug and private and special anymore. It didn't feel like I was going to go and, you know, create my own character in this world, sort of a thing. So I'm going to do Elden Ring now that I can hopefully theoretically stream. We can play the whole game beginning to end, but I literally do not know anything except for these like random clips I've seen. One thing I saw, I'm eating a Kit Kat, I'm sorry, low blood sugar, that made me want to play it even more. It's like my sort of favorite class of weapon from these medieval games. I love flails. And I saw you can actually use flails in the game, which is like a dream come true, so What's the best flail in the game? Just tell me where to find that. What is Eris up to? I don't know. The great thing about Eris is you can check in on him after like a year, and he's doing the exact same thing he was doing a year ago. Same camera. Couple new memes. Like old memes have gotten updated a little bit, so it might take you a couple of minutes to catch up. And then it's just the same old thing. Legitimately my favorite streamer. Like the only streamer I watch for hours. One of the main reasons I even like want to do this. I've always loved Eris. There's a flail at the start of the game. Is it like a decent enough one that if you upgrade it, you can carry it throughout? Like this is what I want to know. You have to tell me this about Elden Ring, because in the Dark Souls games, I usually like a weapon that I go for a lot. My first playthrough of like a Dark Souls, I always go and find the club, because I love like a short range, fast, like strength weapon, and then I can just pump strength, and then I've got a half decent shield for like parrying, right? And I love the fact that you can pick that up early, usually from like a vendor, and then if you upgrade it, it works throughout the entire game. Is it like that still in Elden Ring, where you can like find like a basic weapon at the beginning, and if you keep upgrading it, it holds up throughout, or do you need to find like rare magic items and stuff? You can finish the game with every weapon. Good. I'll play it then, for sure. The second flail you get can carry the whole game. You can power stance flails. I'm gonna do a Google search and look if anybody's tried to do that in real life. I've also understood that like playing with like summons is like the coward way of doing it. Like you want to play it just you and a weapon. I've heard the magic is pretty overpowered too. You can finish the game but not beat all bosses. Okay. What's like the hardest optional boss in the game though? I don't know all the bosses. I know a couple. I watched Eris kill the snake guy, which was really funny.
Round 2. Fight.
See you later, Panda Shoes. Thank you. I'm going to do a hot tub at some point too. We're going to do a hot tub. We're going to do finger paint, body paint, cosplay, and ASMR. We might do them all at the same time. I just need to work out, the situation a little bit. Together. Yeah, that's the one. That voice actor was just fucking around that day. It's too perfect. Do you think those were like the first takes he did? Or did he do like a 3-hour session before he found the perfect like awkward snake voice? I would die laughing if you called Eris Hagrid. He hates it. Here's the thing though. I've been watching him for like more than a decade. I was subbed to him for like 2 years at some point. So I'm not going to make those real noob mistakes. I'm pretty sure his chat just filters it out still.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Malenia and Twin Gargoyles are probably the hardest optional bosses. Hey, thanks, Luda. Yeah, I've got for some reason I've gotten quite a few subs on YouTube. Moist Chohan, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll definitely do this again soon. I mean, it looks like it's working, so we can do like matches. We can do Tekken and Coffee. We can play other games.
You win.
Hardest from boss. Melania, hardest boss in a From Software game ever. That's a pretty crazy boss then. No, this isn't the last tournament. We're gonna keep going. I think we'll do at least 2 more, and then I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna have to get dinner at some point. See, I don't think Orphan of Cause is that. I mean, it's a really hard boss. I'm not sure I even think it's the hardest boss in Bloodborne. It might be, but if you play a skill build and you can just get runes that improve visceral attacks, and then you can do a giant chunk of health and recover health lost, so it trivializes blood vial usage in the fight a little bit, and that's yeah. They needed to make that boss, if it's going to have that reputation of being that hard, they needed to make it a little bit more difficult to parry. But it probably is the hardest boss in the game by far if you're like playing a strength build. Because visceral attack damage in Bloodborne scales with a skill stat. So if you don't have any points in it, you just go pure strength or arcane or whatever, then you're going to have to play much more honestly. All right. Well, again, the stream works. I might just buy Bloodborne and, Elden Ring, and we'll start playing it this week. See what happens. Perfect. These have been great tournaments so far. We have like a bunch of different characters. We've got good players. I was convinced that like all you guys would join and all pick Brian and then just like try and hit me with snake edges just to... Very well played, try hard fan. Get those coins. What's up, Rain Snake? I think this time we'll do 4 bar and up. I might have to remove a couple of 3 bars. I'm really sorry. But it was a little bit too wonky last time. Yeah, Elden Ring sucks. Play Horizon. Are you a Horizon dev? Because I've seen a couple of people say that and write that, and I'm pretty sure that they were all either Horizon devs or they were journalists being paid by Horizon devs to say that about Horizon. That's the difference between like an RPG where you go on an adventure like Elden Ring, or what I imagine Elden Ring is, and a game like Horizon, is that the story's already done. The characters are already there. Somebody has thought of them for you, and this is what they think that you should be enjoying in this game. And it's so much less appealing. It's so much less appealing than just creating this beautiful, amazing world filled with things and then just letting somebody actually. And it doesn't matter. I mean, people talk about these like you do different conversation things and your character goes on different paths, you know, like in Mass Effect. It doesn't really count to me. It needs to be that thing, that old Dungeons and Dragons thing where you create an avatar in that world and you learn more about it and you like change your character and you grow, right? That's like the whole thing. If you're going to play single player games and RPGs, that's got to be the whole thing, right? We're going to have to remove the one bar here. I'm really sorry. Can't buy an electric. I'm really sorry about this. Hopefully if you have like a better connection sometime, you can get in. That's cool though. I didn't expect to have actual Horizon devs in my tournament. We have one more spot open if somebody wants to get in. Yeah, I'm on PC and I'm playing in. I'm in Sweden, so anywhere in Europe, anywhere in the Middle East should be fine. Russia should be fine. Yeah, Metal Wolf, I'm just trying streaming out for the first time and I'm very used to YouTube. And I know I have a couple of followers here, so I can, you know, try the chat out and everything. If I sat down on Twitch now, it would just be so many things, like interface stuff that I don't know. And then everybody would go on the, you know, main page and see, you know, Chris Crane or Main Man, and they would just go there instead, right? So I'm just trying it out, and if this works, I might do Twitch. I might keep it here. We'll see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks like we're ready. Oh, I'm still in like kick mode. Sorry, how do I go back? Oh god. No, we're not going to kick anybody. All right, there we go. Wow, we got some really high ranked players this time around. This is going to be crazy. Alright guys, I'm gonna actually listen to the music and I'm gonna minimize the chat again because we got some real killers in this one. Yeah, I can tell you by just looking at the chat, by the way, that there's quite a bit of delay, so if you want to get in on the tournament, you probably have to search like before I create it. Alright, we got Callous Cyclone. I am so bad against Kazuya, by the way. I'm legit bad against Kazuya. Just ask Medusa. Shoutouts to Medusa, by the way. Like one of the few people making something happen with Tekken now that there's this huge like cultural lull about the whole franchise. Nice jab. That's actually really smart. That's actually really smart. I didn't know that that was going to float.
Fight.
Just ducked under a mid, why not? Alright, doing a little bit better. Maybe I can finally win one of my tournaments. I'm not counting on it though. I don't know who Cloudberry mains, but I'm scared. Let's go into stance, do the safe launcher. Forgot the combo. It's the first time I played Zafina in a while now. That's like an important combo too. Stature kick. I lost it because of that launch. Didn't quite get the pickup. He hasn't done a single hell sweep yet, right? It's kind of messing with my mind. I'm sort of waiting for it to happen. That's guaranteed.
You win.
Good games. Very well played. No Elisa today? It might happen. The thing with Elisa, right? I'm super rusty with Zafina right now. With Elisa, the rust is serious. Like, you can't pick that character up again in 10 minutes. You see, like, you know, getting used to it. When you don't play Elisa for like a couple of months, even if you mained her, you suck again. And you can't do triple air dive kick combos. And you're going to mess up the wall combo even. Show me Miguel. I play a Miguel, probably. Still playing on DualSense. I've had this... There's an old like gameplay video of mine where I play Elisa for the first time in a while and rank her up. And I say in that video, and this is true, I mean, you probably remember it. I don't know if it was the same in America and Europe, but in Asia for like a year and a half, 2 years, you couldn't get DualShock 4. It was sold out everywhere, including online, unless you wanted to go to like dodgy people who had like knockoff versions and stuff. And I only want to play Elisa on DualShock 4. I don't do it well on stick because I picked her up after I stopped playing stick. And then I was talking about this to my friend at work, just randomly. He's like, you know, what's going on with the YouTube channel? And he said, oh, I have one in my car. I'll give it to you for $10. And he just had a completely new blue PS4 controller in his car as we were talking about it next to his car. And I just took it home, and it's the one I'm still using. So it's I've been using it for a while, and it's getting like scuffed. But the thing with them is like, even when the D-pad starts going a little bit, you're used to it. So it's kind of like, it feels better than getting a new one. Until something completely breaks. Fubuki knee, really nice. Like when Yoshi has the no sword stance, you just know something annoying is gonna happen. Nice break. Great stuff. Oh! That was weird. He got me with the actual avoiding the puddle. In case somebody didn't know where that name came from, it's that Yoshi move that I just lost that round to. Oh, here we go. Thank God. Down one is pretty underrated. I guess I should use it more. Like, it's good for a round opener. The second hit right there, it's really risky, but it is full counter hit launcher. I was talking to Chris Crane today on his stream, and I said, you know, any advice? Because I'm going to do my first ever stream. And he said, just make sure that you're always talking. I'm not sure I can do that playing against this Yoshi.
Round 4.
If I'm a little bit quiet right now, I'm sorry. Whoa. That was crazy.
Final round. Fight.
Should probably have punished that harder, right? I was supposed to be wild standing too. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh God. On stream and everything.
You win.
That was too crazy. I'm your second favorite streamer. Well, that'll do for now.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7, Zafina.
Really well played. That was a trippy Yoshi. I was sure that I'd lost it when you started doing the seppuku. Yeah, cool name too. The Rainbow Shark of Doom. You know the coolest people used to tell me when I was like before I started YouTubing, when I was just like doing stuff online. I still had the name Frame Whisperer. I came up with that a little bit before. And people used to say they thought it was a good name. Which was cool. But the coolest like tag I've seen for a player in this game, there's a guy here in Europe. I only played him like twice. He's a Kazuya guy because it's Europe. Of course, he's a Kazuya guy. But he's called I Am the Beast I Worship. And it fucked with my head when I saw that name for the first time. It sounds a little bit like I have no mouth and I must scream. It's got that kind of a texture to it. But that's the best one I've seen so far. We've got Yoshi and Eddie in the same tournament. Oh, this is Mr. Reed. He's a friend of the channel. Look him up. He's a YouTuber. Good whiff punish. Down for 3+4. Oh God. Please don't. Oh no. That was so close. That was so close. That was too close.
Round 2. Fight.
Another beautiful whiff punish. I'm not backdashing or doing down for 2 at all, I'm noticing. I am so on like autopilot now with the whole stream thing. Nice counter hit. It's gonna kill.
KO. Round 3. Fight.
Finally managed to punish that. going to try a setup here, I think. I messed it up. I broke 1+2.
KO. Round 4. Fight.
Big counter hit. Another one. He's like catching the down 3 with it. It's actually not a bad idea at all. What a round. Well played. Needed to take out a down forward one right there for the ender to work. Good stuff. Really well played. I'm your second favorite streamer too. I mean, at best, I'm gonna be people's second favorite streamer because I'm already the knockoff version of one of your favorite streamers, the one that you get, you know, the one that mom says that you have at home. I'm like the main man, but I was made in China. Is Zafina tournament viable? Zafina is actually a really good tournament character. Yeah, well played, Mr. Reed. Very well played. I'll see you hopefully in the finals. She's a really good tournament character. Not that many people take her that far, though. But, you know, Arslan Ash, if he can do it. I am justice, I am the law. For a law player, that's pretty good. Is that Judge Dredd?
Round 1. Fight.
Taiwanese main man coming through. I should just get that on a t-shirt. Because that's the thing. I think a couple of us guys, like me and Chris Crane, we've just accepted that we are just like a main man reference. But that's hilarious, honestly.
Round 2. Fight.
Is this something you want to do regularly, or is this a special occasion? I'm looking to maybe start like doing it a lot. We'll see what happens again. I'm gonna look back at this and see how it went, evaluate. But I mean, if I could do this and it's like, you know, some sort of viable full-time option, then it's pretty much the perfect job, right? I think for me it might be, but we'll see. You know, I talk a lot to main man about streaming, and it's obvious that it's you know, it's not as easy as it might seem. It has its own challenges. Just the fact that you don't have to leave your home and like dress a certain way. You like main man, but you don't watch him. Here's the thing, right? I had a bunch of opinions and like feelings about main man, I guess. I mean, I didn't really care, but you know, you see somebody online, you watch them, your brain creates an opinion of them, whether you wanted to or not. And I thought he was going to be a certain way, and he mentioned me in one of his videos. And I thought he was angry with me or he didn't like me, and I was nervous about that. And then we started doing the Wave Dash podcast, and we just started talking, you know, before and after. And just call him up sometimes because I was like nervous. I wasn't used to the whole live thing, and he's like genuinely one of the coolest people ever. When you just talk to him, right? And I consider him a friend, so I think we fantasize about how streamers and like people we know online, what they're like in real life, what it would be like if you actually met them, and it's just really cool when you talk to somebody like the main man, and it turns out that you would want to hang out with him. Shout out to Frame for helping me get into Tekken. Because of you, I went to Sugamo Arcade where I got to meet a bunch of the Japanese pros. That's really cool, guy. Really cool, Kyle Farrington. It's really weird when people tell me that like they play a character or the franchise because they watch my stuff, because I haven't been playing this for very long. Tekken 7 is like, I played a bit of Tag 2, but I haven't been around for that long. This is the guy who sent me to Losers, right? No, that was Mr. Reed. Never mind. That was Eddie. That's a cool conversion. That's a cool conversion. Might be the first time I did that. I'm happy about that wall conversion. It's weird because I'm worrying about Yoshi doing flash constantly, but he doesn't. And I'm worrying about Kazuya doing hell sweeps all the time, but he doesn't either. He does a lot of spinning though. When you see a Zafina player do a random kick from full screen like that just whiffs, or they go into Scarecrow for no reason, I'm just going to let you know now, whenever you see that it's a Zafina player who messed up the input of 443+4. And they do this. Like they dash in and they go into Scarecrow like that. So I managed to mess up that input even though I have 3+4 bound to a button. That's pretty embarrassing, but it happens. There we go. He hit the wall. All right. Okay, so it's going to be me and Mr. T. Or Mr. Reed. Sorry, Mr. T. Would have been sick if it were Mr. T. I play on a PS4 controller. As really well played by Rainbow Shark. But it was a classic Yoshi scenario, right? Because he's partying too hard for his own good. But the thing about Yoshi players, and I can tell you this, like I've known a couple of Yoshi players, that's the way they want to live. If they could like win a game with Yoshi playing really compact and not doing crazy stuff, they wouldn't want to. They want to play like that and win, and if they lose... Zafina's 442 underrated. It's a pretty good move. You play some Zafinas who really use it a lot, and then you play some like me. I don't think I use it almost at all. The one thing I use it for, which it's really good for, is a high wall splat on a breakable wall for breaking it. And you can use it for a spin move in some combos. And it's like really high damage, right? Okay, looking a little bit better.
Fight.
I was debating, the reason I stood there in stands waiting, I was debating whether or not I should do a snake edge. Because I was like, I usually don't. I don't really like them, but I am playing against an Eddie. And it's like, it's okay to snake edge Eddie and Lei. And Ana. Because those are the three characters who are definitely going to do it too. They sort of have to though, but then again their moves are better.
Fight.
Still not going to eat that, okay. Finish the string. All right. All right. Can you play Kazuya on a DualShock? I've never done it because Kazuya is one of those characters where I'm so uninterested that I probably won't even try him. I mean, it could happen. But there are some really, really good Mishima players. Good games, yeah, really good games. Well played. But it's not over because I'm coming from losers, so I think I have to beat him again. Did I see the TBS Steve breakdown? Do you mean the dog breakdown? Yeah, I used to work with Aria on like podcast projects and stuff, so I'm actually in like all of their secret discords. I'm not going to give you the secret Discord tech from the secret Discord, but I know when videos are coming up and stuff, and I talk with him on there. So I heard that he was going to do a video guide on his dog or something like that, which is an amazing idea. I mean, that's the kind of YouTube that I like to do, right? I want it to be like something that somebody else probably wouldn't have made, right?
Fight.
Otherwise, what's the point? Mr. Reed's Akuma is definitely like confirmed scarier than his Eddie, by the way. I've played it before. Finally got a down for two. I think it might be my first of the day. So this is not how you play Zafina, by the way. It should be like half of... I thought it might float him out of the air. Bad choice. I need to start walking these flips. If I turn this around, that would be really sick. I didn't press. I wanted him to press on the last hit, pick him up, carry him to the wall, and kill him with rage. It would have worked, but... Finally got a counter hit. I'm gonna do the slidey kick. It got too close. Alright. 2 more of those. One at the back, it was so close. I really don't know what I'm doing against this character at all. It's a problem. Is that gonna be it? Very well played. I think that's it, right? Is that how it works? That's it. Really well played. Go to Mr. Reed's YouTube, everybody. All right, guys, we're going to do one more, and I'm going to let this be... I'm having a great time. It's really trippy. I think the fact that I'm sort of nervous is probably picking up, but I'm having a great time. Yeah, great matches. Great players. You have to make a video about how Kuma's busted now. I think I've done that a couple of times, but it's really old news, so you might have to go back to like when I didn't have a camera. Have I played Strive? I played quite a bit of Strive. I really liked Strive. I played Potemkin and what's her name? Georgina. What's the name of the wolf girl, the fairy girl? The Katarina ripoff. Strive was really good. I liked it. It had like... There was a good feel to the game. Like hit detection, doing combos. It was fun, you know? You started to play it and then you became engaged with it. It sort of sucked you in. And it was the same thing with Soul Calibur 6. I'm really sad that Soul Calibur 6 didn't do as well as it probably should have. Oh, really? Is that why? All right, apparently, guys, I've been making tournaments with the language setting to same, so only people who have... So I've been, like, excluding European people for the most part. That's really funny. Okay, I'm definitely going to fix that for next time. Giovanna, that's right. I played Giovanna, who was kind of the noob character of that game, and felt kind of weak, but I've heard that she's honestly pretty strong. I don't know what's going on with Strive anymore. I didn't even try, like, what's his name? Go Lewis when he came out. Didn't stick with Eno. No, I tried to play a bit of Eno, but she's saying there was something about the stroking the big tree move, which is the one where she like does a dash and DP sort of a thing. Something about that input. I practiced it a lot. And it's not a difficult input, but something about it like hurt my wrist or my hands, where I kept doing it and it became inconsistent at like weird times. And I kept trying and it started to like hurt a little bit. I don't know what it was about that move. But I just couldn't get my hands to like feel good when I was comboing with her. Thought he would do the low. Not going to get the full combo. Do you know about this move?
Perfect. Round 3. Fight.
Good block. Amazing block. Thought he would slide. Still thought he would slide. I got lucky.
Round 4.
You should have slid.
Fight.
Great duck too. Didn't get the wall. I thought for sure that was going to get the wall. The rage drive I did right there, you can wait when you use it for a wall combo. You can wait until they are in like a slumped state, and it gives you just much more damage, but it's still guaranteed. So don't do that. Do you plan on doing a Kata Elisa match? I could play Katarina or Elisa if you want to. Go Lewis was super sick. The kind of character you get one opening and just roll a whole round. Yeah, he looked pretty cool.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Guilty Gear character design is like, it's extremely out there. Like, it's very out there. And I kind of like that because the characters are so different. Like, the play styles are completely separate, but it still works together. Unlike, you know, Akuma and Tekken. But for me, they take it a little bit too far. Where it's like with some of the characters, I don't really know what I'm looking at, sort of a thing. I love the fact that they have like weird extra limbs and mechanics and things, and they're in two places at once, but it gets, I don't know. And it's also the whole thing with like, Mei, for example, like her smashing people with an anchor like feels cool, but when it's like beach balls and dolphins, it's not that you can't have that as a move, but it doesn't look like it hurts. It doesn't feel good when it connects, you know.
Round 1. Fight.
Also, for me, it kind of has the Skullgirls problem a little bit, where, I mean, it might just be because I don't know the game or the moves or the mechanics, but looking at it becomes really difficult because you barely can tell what's going on. It's kind of like all those Marvel 3 streams. Like, Marvel 3 is super cool. Like, I've never really played it, but it's just like such a classic fighting game like culture thing. And all those matches where somebody's like comboing in the air in the corner and you see nothing but like the upper corner and some health bars, and you have no idea what's going on, but the people who play the game know exactly what's going on, like down on the ground. Got lucky.
KO.
Sorry, Mr. Reed. I got lucky.
Fight.
Gonna shut up for a little bit. That sidestep launcher is so good. Look at the damage. Oh my god, I actually lost that round.
Round 3.
That is incredible. Yeah, he's got me now. He's got me now. Yeah, he's gonna block that too. I can't even cheese it anymore.
Fight.
What about like... I'm gonna try and like set up a sidestep, but yeah. Like that maybe? No. Okay, I'm still alive. I was gonna try and like splat him there and do the rage drive. It would have killed easily, but That's a good move. Oh, he blocked it. He's gonna kill. Why did I do that? It's such a bad option. It's like the worst possible option. See you below, and if he blocks it, he can definitely kill you. Well played. Well played. But I think Mr. Reed is the guy who knocked me into losers last time too, and I made it back, so. Oh god, we've got Masood in this tournament as well. We're going to have Masood versus Mr. Reed, and then I'm going to have to, if I make it through, I'm going to have to beat whoever wins. That's insane. Bring out Miguel. If I win this one, maybe I will. Yeah, well played, Mr. Reed. You got me. You saw that low twice in a row, and it's not easy. Definitely not on that connection that we had, so that's very well done. Saw it both times, launched it both times. What's up, Disintegrate? Yeah, I bet they were good matches. I don't remember your name, but... thank you so much. I mean, this is like the coolest thing I've ever done too. That's gonna bounce me. Crazy aggressive Miguel. This is super scary. And he knows exactly when to hit the brakes too, so he doesn't get counter hit. Ah, that was going to be a launch punish. I just wanted him to swing. I would have gotten the balcony break. Look at the damage. Getting absolutely destroyed by this Miguel. But that's like the best way to be destroyed. Miguel is so cool that like even losing against him just feels good, because you feel good for the other player, because you know they're a good person. I'm sorry, I had to. I have to pull out everything because I'll lose in a second if you hit me. Should have ducked that. Nice hit confirm. Come on, please swing. Oh, he ducked. Fantastic Miguel player. That was a lot of fun. Well played. This game is fun as hell. I hate it. That's basically how everybody who plays Tekken feels about Tekken, especially now. Go back and look at, I mean, honestly, if you want to put it in perspective, go back and look at the video I made when I first saw the announcement for Season 2. And I didn't even have a camera yet. It's a long time ago, but I'm like, man, I love this game. This culture and this like this entry in the franchise is like magical, and we're just gonna keep on trucking, and it's gonna be amazing. And you know, I talked about the fans, talked about the scene, everything. I was just so happy and so positive. And then that Leroy stuff started happening, and it just went south in a really big way, and it's never really recovered. But you know, this was like the best fighting game in the world. Everybody loved it for like a few years.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
Well played. I think it's Rogenvalder. Very well played. Really good with the hit confirm on the 4-3-4. Leroy and Falk pulled up, yeah. But I mean, it's like I said earlier. It's the entire thing, right? If you release Leroy and then you fix it or you communicate about it, you do something to try and like mitigate it. But it feels like even when criticism is legitimate, you talk about Namco and you say something that's like completely fair. They like attack you in return, right? They like almost never have a good response to anything. And so every small problem becomes like a big problem because it makes people like feel bad when they think about the franchise, right? Should have ducked that. I almost never do. Good parry. I'm willing to bet I'm making like epic cum faces as I'm trying to play this game right now because I'm not used to playing it on camera. So I'm probably focusing and doing all kinds of like lip things. But if I know you guys, and I think I do, you probably don't mind.
Round 2. Fight.
Good patience. He's not like falling for any of the strings. Tarantula 1+2 feels really good to do. It's like one of my favorite moves. I don't know how good it really is, but I use it as like a bootleggy kind of a mix-up tool. But yeah, like, there are people out there, I guess I'm one of them, we're probably going to be playing Tekken for as long as the franchise, like, has a half-decent entry going. Like, we're going to play Tekken, but, like, a majority of people I know who, like, love the franchise and play the franchise a lot also really dislike the franchise right now. Maybe that's just the way it goes with communities, though. I'm not sure, because I played World of Warcraft for 14 years, and that game also like had a period where everybody was super excited about it and thought, you know, that it was just going to keep on being amazing forever. But now, even the people who love it, like, are openly worried about what's happening with it. But it's this weird thing where we're not only like playing, consuming, and playing the games. We're also like, we have all this weird insight into the way it's being made and why it's being made a certain way. And we see things early. Not saying it's a bad thing, but it becomes this sort of weird environment. Where, like, I mean, the leaders of giant corporations, like the people who make these games, are like tweeting people and like saying mean things to them on Twitter.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist, Zafina.
What's up, chat? Welcome back, Panda Shoes. Graham Tokers Doinkula. That's another really good name, actually. That's another really good tag.
Get ready for the next battle.
What's up, Gorgie? Yeah, I'm trying out streaming a little bit. Am I gonna save this to like an archive and upload it? I don't know how this works because I'm doing it for the first time, but because it is the first time I've ever streamed, I would love to like look through it and find like some cool moments and do something. Just mainly to thank you guys who are actually here. I mean, it's gonna be an actual chat like on the screen with people commenting on what's happening on the screen in a video of mine for the first time, right? Wow, Mr. Reed, you play all the cool characters. Fakumlam, Akuma, and Kunimitsu. I really need to break that throw. I'm not hating, you're a really good player. It's just all my favorites in a row. It's going to turn out that he's actually like a super advanced Brian main. And then we have the full Exodia of like the characters I can't stand.
Round 3. Fight.
Good block. That just went under that mid. And that's like a mid that I used to do pickups. That's a pretty good mid. That's guaranteed if they get up. They have to stay down. Good stuff. Should have seen that, I guess. How fast is it to impact, actually, that the set low? I don't remember exactly. Is it unreactable out of the stance? Do you have to react to the stance? Great down for two. Good choice. Great stuff. Beautiful.
You lose.
Frame, I play Kazuya, Heihachi, Zafina, Fakumlam, Lei Li, Ling, Kat, Julia, Marduk, Paul, Eddie, Geese, and sometimes Brian. Yeah, there are those people out there like JFK, really good Swedish streamer, and I play him online all the time because like even if I'm at Tekken God Prime, he's got 15, 20 characters at that rank probably. He can play like everything. It's going to be Mr. Reed versus Masood in the final. This is actually going to be really good, so I'm going to enjoy watching this. We're going to do some commentary. Hello, Lil Dusk. No, I'm actually back in Europe now. But I will probably be back in Japan at some point. It's going to be a good match. It's a really weird matchup too. Because it's like Kunimitsu with her tiny hitbox, Gigas with his short legs. This is going to be sick. YouTube emojis are ugly as fuck. Yeah, like I'm sorry we can't do the whole Twitch thing with all the things that people love like on that platform. I'm going to try and figure out how to make this a little bit more interesting though, because there are things you can do. Masoud backdashing. A lot of respect from both players. Doesn't break the overkill. So now you know right now Masoud is smelling blood in the water. When you get an overkill on somebody in the first round, it's good news. And now he's doing 10 strings.
Round 2. Fight.
He's going to block the snake edge though, so that's good. Beautiful. He baited out the parry and launched. Converted. Setup, golem setup. If you hadn't messed up the punish and punished with Wild Standing 3 right there, that would have been a really sick round. Still a sick round.
Round 3. Fight.
Yeah, he's doing strings. This is legitimately... I don't know who's going to win this. No break? Okay. It's punishable, but it's not launch punishable. You can't launch punish that string. You can get a lot, but you can't launch it. This time he does break the overkill. A hard read with a down 2 for the launch. Oh my god. Masoud is playing Gigas, but he's doing it like a Yoshi player. You gotta block both those. That's not even hard. Come on, man. By the way, I failed to block that low in the earlier match, so I shouldn't be talking. There you go. Mr. Reed is owning my tournament so far. Hello, Omni6. Yeah, Masoud is trolling hard, but he's also losing. Let's see if he's going to adapt. What else do you play, Masoud? Do you only play Gigas? Sometimes the villain wins. You think Mr. Reed is the villain? Mr. Reed is beating TGO. He's the underdog. He's Rocky. Yeah, it is a hard matchup. Yeah, Panda Shoes. I went for like a sort of really mellow sort of soundtrack for this one. I wanted to do Soul Calibur music, but I can't sit and listen to that for like a couple of hours because I'll go all epic and start stabbing people with swords. So I needed to mellow it down a little bit. There are no heroes in this story. There are only heroes in this story. These are both really cool guys. Cool guys playing cool video game. Tekken is cool people only. Everybody knows that.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, Tekken is all villains. There's villains and then there's Lars. But then I guess Lars like shoots his own dad in Tekken 6 though. Maybe it is just all bad people. Bad people and stupid people. That's the entire roster.
Fight.
Masood is making a wild comeback with Kazuya. It's a very different character from Gigas. Beautiful block, but you should have done the 13 frame launcher. The duck on the electric. Mr. Reed is ice cold right now. He's just ducking electrics on reaction, not even punishing. He just wants to scare you. That was sick. Fuzzy ducking electrics. Point blank. His dad was probably Swedish. No, Lars's dad is Heihachi. I think his mom's supposed to be Swedish. I think he's a bastard. He's like a Game of Thrones character. His real name is John Electricity. That's what they call the Mishima bastards. And Masood's partying again. It's a crazy match. It's a crazy match. I didn't play Elden Ring. I play all From games, and I love them. But I've for some reason felt like I needed to wait with Elden Ring. I'm not ready, but I will be. Very well played, Masood. Mr. Reed, you were amazing. Guys, I'm just going to ask if Mr. Reed and Masood, if you're in the chat, if I do turn this into something like the stream into a video or anything, would you be okay with me showing that last match? Yeah, good match. Really good match. Now 何時? いや、2時間。いいんじゃない？もう食べよう。You clipped that first round. That's the thing. I don't even know what that means. Like, this is this is the problem. Thank you for clipping that, but I don't know where that goes or how I reference it or anything. I've never done this before. All right, guys. This is just a short 2-hour stream. We did some tournaments. I mainly wanted to test the technology. I wanted to know if my computer could do it, if you guys were going to hear me at all. But I think it went pretty well. I was nervous, but I think it went pretty well. It seems like it's working, which means that we can do this now. I can do tournaments with you. I can set up like a super chat so you can do messages and things. I have to learn how that works, but I will. And then we can, buy Elden Ring and play that. We can do Tekken and Coffee going forward. We can do that live. I can just go on stream and we'll go to Reddit, or you guys can send questions and we'll have a drink or a coffee and we'll do that live. I think that's going to work too. But it's one of those things, you guys have been telling me you want to interact or you want me to stream for like years and years and years. And I was going to do it at some point. I just didn't know when. Exact same thing when I moved to Japan. It was a dream for like a bunch of years. I was gonna do it at some point, and then all of a sudden you just wake up with a little bit of extra power and you just try it. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much, and I need to thank all you guys for all these years on YouTube as well. It's as amazing to me as when I started out. I wanted to show you guys something. I hope I have it here. This is this notebook here. This really trashy notebook is what I've been using for the last, I mean, couple of years, like 4 or 5 years, to write my notes for videos when I do like scripts and stuff. And I remember around Valentine's Day one time, I hit 12,000 subscribers. That was the first time I got to that number. And I was like obsessing over this thing of like, I never want to lose sight of how amazing it is that thousands of people watch what I make, like, and watch what I make, and like, you know, leave comments and everything, because I think it easily becomes like you know, routine sort of thing. But I never wanted that to happen, so I was going to force myself to sit down with this notebook, and I was going to write a heart for Valentine's Day for every single subscriber that I had on YouTube. So I sat down with this notebook, and it took me a couple of days, but I just sat down, you know, whenever I had a break at work, and I just wanted to write like a heart for every subscriber at 12,000, because I thought if I do that physically, then it's just not going to be this like vague concept in the air. Then I'm actually like, you know, the number is going to like, you know, compute a little bit better, because I never wanted to lose sight of the fact that like if I make a video and two people, one person watches it, that's still more than I should ever expect, right? So yeah, I never turned that into a video or talked about it before, but it's really important to me. Adorkable, thank you. Oh, thank you guys for all the hearts. I know that I was all over the place and probably not like as, you know, interactive or funny as I should be. But this was like a first attempt. I think it went okay. It wasn't a disaster. I haven't been canceled yet. It's probably a matter of time, because you guys know that as soon as I get comfortable, I need to make something weird. Like that video I made a couple of days ago when it was just Katarina damage over gorilla noises. I realized that was like a bad idea. And after I uploaded the video, I actually lost subscribers on it. And that means that it was exactly what I had to do that day, because it felt right. It felt funny to me. I was like laughing making it. And if that, the people who like really like my content and get it, they get it. And that's the sort of thing I want to make most, you know? Thank you, Roy Samuel Clark, Metal Wolf. Give me give me feet. Confirmed Lily player in the chat. Be weird or else. Well, I don't really have a choice. I don't really have a choice. I am seeing a shrink, but he's a really cool guy. I decided to like go and see a shrink just to like talk about some stuff when I got back to Sweden, because it was so such a bizarre experience to be like in my home country again. And turns out my shrink is like a super cool guy who's like into games and stuff. So we kind of just sit and hang out and talk. And it's Sweden, so it's basically free. So I don't think we're making much progress, but. All right, guys, I'm gonna click this, press this button here. Hopefully that stops the stream, and you guys can't see my bedroom for the rest of the night. But this was really cool. I'm so happy it worked. And yeah, we're totally gonna keep doing this. And when I say we, I mean there's only me on this side, but you know, I don't have a team or an editor, but some of you guys are going to have to be mods, though. I'm going to look for names that I recognize from my comments, because I have people who have been like commenting and been like consistently funny in comments for like 4 years now. They always get the joke. So I know they're going to be cool people. All right, guys. Thank you again. My voice is going. I need to get some dinner. See you next time. I'll make a community announcement when it's about to happen.